Just when you thought it was over. Boy! Phantasm 4. Oblivion. Why was the subtitle Oblivion? Because they could make a 4 and Roman numerals in it. Yep. Welcome to day 9 of my Scare Show 3, titled One Last Scare. Let us begin. The plot! Michael is still on the run from the Tall Man. Reggie is in close pursuit. Now, travel along in this desolate wasteland and endure action, suspense, and tons of flashbacks to deleted and alternate scenes from the first. Is this the weakest Phantasm movie as it stands so far? Yeah, it really is. And it really hurts me to say that. I wanted this to be like Subspecies or Tremors. A fun and awesome 5-movie franchise with each movie being at least enjoyable. Not to say this movie doesn't have anything fun about it, there is still a lot to like here. We learn more about the Tall Man, which isn't too much and is not overbearing. There are literally like 5 people in this movie, and one is only a minor character. There were, I believe, 2 scripts that were written for this movie, and neither of them were used. We do get a hint of the grand epic they wanted to create, and there are some pretty big scenes. The addition of ways the characters interact with the backstory is neat too. We also get to see another side of the Tall Man. Flashbacks are a reoccurring problem I have with this movie. There are so many that it becomes apparent that they were working with a much smaller budget than the previous 2. Still costing over double the budget of the first movie, I was expecting some creative ingenuity behind the making of this movie. But it seems the creators and writers are running out of steam at this point. With a budget of $650,000 and a 23-day shooting schedule, this movie was hard to pull off, no doubt. I still think they did a serviceable job. It is not a total bore-fest, and the characters are still distinguishable, likable, and charismatic for the most part. Reggie is a great character as always, and Mike is still intriguing. Jodie is as vague as ever, and Angus Scrim is still a lot of fun to watch on the screen. Being bold was never a problem with this movie. It was being brash, energetic, and able to pull off the scenes the script demanded that held this movie back. Thankfully, there's a plus side to this movie. The gore, the effects. KNB did the special effects for this film, and for a very cheap and generous cost. And they look as great as always with this franchise. Sure, this is not a bloodbath, but there are still some genuinely gross out scenes in this motion picture. We get yellow blood from shotgun blasts, surgical tools, and cranium ripping. It is most certainly the least goriest so far, but the makeup is still good. The musical score, still great as ever. Fred Myrow, who worked on all the Phantasm movies' music, died shortly after this film's release, which is unfortunate because his score for the movie will always be one of my favorites. This could have been a great movie that would in turn make it for an excellent franchise. Unfortunately, this movie is only decent. I didn't outright hate it, but it could have been so much better. Overall, I give Phantasm 4 Oblivion a 2.5 out of 5. If I could have given it a 2.75 rating, I would have. It was that close to a 3 out of 5. I am Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Movie Reviews. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below and to leave comments and subscribe.